Welcome back to Outsider Insider. In this episode, we're going to analyze Wes Streeting's resignation letter and what it actually means. So let's go. So Wes Streeting's resignation letter says two different things at once. He says he delivered. He says the government is drifting. That is not normal exit. That is a warning shot. And the most revealing part is this. He is praising the NHS numbers while burying the leadership. That tells you the real story is not health, it's control. Streeting says waiting list fell by 110,000 in March. It's a big number. It means fewer people waiting for treatment. But he also says the government lacks vision. So the question is simple. How can both be true? This is why letters matter. This is not just resigning. He is framing the exit as proof of competence. That is classic Wolf in politics. Leave with scorecard, then leave the blame behind. Then he goes for the deeper problem. He says the government has drift. He says Labour needs ideas, not personalities. That is polite way of saying centre is not in control. This is the part Westminster understands instantly. When a senior minister starts talking like this, the machine is already creaking. Not because of one speech, because the internal truth is already damaged. And once that happens, every public row gets bigger. Streeting then widens the frame. He talks about Brexit, austerity, the pandemic, and war in Ukraine. He is saying Britain faces huge pressure. That is true. But serious pressure makes weak government look even weaker. He also says Labour must be a battle of ideas. That sounds noble. But it also tells you the party has been fighting over direction, not delivery. That is problem every governing party eventually faces. The issue is how quickly it shows up. The sharpest line is about the next election. He says Labour will not be led into it by Starmer. That is a huge statement to put in writing. It tells you the resignation is also a succession signal. In other words, the future fight has already started. And here is the broader lesson. Britain keeps confusing targets with trust. You can improve numbers and still lose the story. You can hit goals and still lose authority. That is where this letter lands. Streeting is trying to leave as the competent one. But his letter also shows a government already arguing with itself. That is how confidence drains out of administration. Not with one explosion, with one contradiction after another. I've seen where this road leads. I've been there, I lived it firsthand. History already answered this question. Once a government starts explaining itself more than governing, the public notices. And once that happens, recovery gets much harder. That's your favorite outsider, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.